Reese's.
All right, we'll go ahead and call this Twila City Planning Commission meeting to order this Wednesday, August 9th, 2023, here at Twila City Council Chambers. First item on our agenda tonight is our Pledge of Allegiance. If you'll please rise and repeat with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Always thank you for that. Number 2 on our agenda is our roll call. Commissioner Hammer?
Here.
Commissioner Newell?
Here.
Commissioner Sloan?
Here.
Commissioner Jensen?
Here.
Commissioner Gochis?
Present.
I am Chairman Hamilton. I am also here. Looks like please excuse Commissioners Proctor, Robinson, and Dunn. We're joined here tonight by Council Members Hanson and Manzione. Also from staff, we've got Ms. Potter, Mr. Agard, Mr. Hanson, and Mr. Baker. Number 3 on our agenda tonight is a public hearing and recommendation on a land use map amendment request by K. Thomas Reese to reassign the land use designation for approximately 0.25 acres located at 215 South, 200 East from the existing land use designation of medium density residential to mixed use. Mr. Agard.
Thank you, Planning
Welcome
Commissioners.
back.
Thank you. It's good to be back. So this land use map amendment applies to the property highlighted in red on your aerial photograph. It is next to 200 East and 200 South. There's an LDS church located to the south of the property. And then to the west, we have the Twila City Marketplace, and which was formerly a hospital and care facility. The applicant owns the existing non-residential structure that you'll see on the corner, formerly a dental office, and possibly has housed other office uses over the years. But the property is there and in existing condition as shown in this picture. The zoning of the property is currently R17, and you'll note that the zoning across the street is mixed use general, and then the surrounding properties to the north, to the east, and to the south are also zoned R17. The current land use designation of the property is medium density residential. The medium density residential land use designation requires the R17, R18, and the R110 residential zones. This is a zoning district, or those zoning districts are exclusively single-family residential, duplex residential, and with some limited residential support facilities and other types of uses in that zone. Commercial uses themselves, if they're not a home occupation, are not permitted in the R17 zoning district. The applicant, the owner of the building, wishes to utilize the existing non-residential structure as a commercial structure and would like to have the ability to operate various commercial activities within that building. Whereas with the residential zoning, they are limited pretty much to residential or to dental office or professional office if it can be demonstrated that the building has not been empty for a period of 1 year. By changing the land use to mixed use, the property will then qualify to be considered for the mixed use general zoning district, which would be a zone that would benefit the property. Because in the mixed use general, you can do pretty much commercial, single family residential, multifamily residential, and so forth. So by rezoning the property to mixed use general, it would take the existing structure out of a non-conforming status, would make it legal and legal conforming, and would open a wide array of uses that could occur in that property. And would give the property owner a lot more flexibility in regards to profiting from that structure. So this is the first step in the process. In order to rezone a property, a proposed zoning must comply with the land use map. And so we have to first change the land use map. And that's what the request is tonight. This item does require a public hearing. I did send out notices to property owners within 200 feet of the subject property. I have not received any comments or feedback regarding this application. So that's what's being asked for. If the Planning Commission has any questions, I'd be happy to answer those for you.
All right, let's bring this back to the commission for any further questions or comments. Yes, Commissioner Sloan.
I've seen the table, but just so that we're all clear, any uses allowable in that mixed use that we wouldn't necessarily, and this is a general question, feel comfortable with in that area? I mean, you've got a church directly south, you've got commercial obviously across the street, but sometimes of the year that's an interesting place as well. But is there anything allowable in the MU that the folks across the street, for example, on the north side of 200, wouldn't be happy with?
That's an excellent question, and I would confidently say no. The mixed-use general, because it allows residential uses, really is a light neighborhood scale type of zone that allows, you're not going to get regional commercial uses, you're not going to get heavy commercial uses in there, you're going to get neighborhood style uses, daycares, counseling centers, small retail centers, personal services. So I don't have any concern with this property going to MUG. The uses would fit in well with the neighborhood.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good question. That, and there's plenty of parking there too, so.
That's true.
Any other questions for staff?
I don't have a question, but maybe something for discussion. Where the old nursing home and hospital of it is, if it's MDR, would it be like a good housekeeping thing to maybe change that to the same on the land use map? Does that make sense what I'm saying? Or does that matter?
No, I believe in similar fashion with the previous land use map amendments, if the planning commission wanted to make that recommendation to the city council.
Because it's already
You could do that.
zoned, the MUG. Maybe just while we're here, change it to the right land use map, so it's.
Yeah, so the land
just
use map complies with the
complies
zoning and
with the
vice
zoning.
versa.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Legal conforming, for sure.
I don't know, just a thought.
No, that is a great thought. Any other questions for staff or comments? All right, thank you. Is the applicant here tonight? Okay, we'll hold off after the public hearing, then I'll give you a few minutes to address the commission. I just wanted to let you know that beforehand. So we'll go ahead and open the public hearing right now. For those who want to speak on this item, if you would please state your name for the record and then write your name for the written record. All right, seeing no one approach, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing on this particular item and then leave it up to the applicant. If you'd like to address the commission, you can. If not, that's okay too. And please just state your name for the record and write your name on that little paper right there.
My name is K. Thomas Reese, and I've been a dentist up there since 1970. I think on the thing it says a little bit later than that, but that's when it changed hands from my father to myself. It's in from I think it was 1970 to 1985 or something like that. That's probably how long it took me to pay off my debt to my father. Get it changed from his and my name to my name, so that's why there's a difference there. But the other thing that's a little complicated, when you look at the map up here, it says 200 east and 215 south. I happen to live east of there, and my address is 170 east, and the next one up is one. So we're sort of, it was bad enough when they called it Second East, but then they changed the name of the street to 200 East. But that's something that was done probably quite a while ago, so we're not going to, I'm not sure what the reason for all this was, but I think it's part of it is we run into two different places, starting just up the street from me. They have First, Second, up to 7th Street, so as you all know. So anyway, I appreciate all of the things. Now, one of the things was this particular parcel was lots 5 and 6, and we wanted to separate the lot 6 with the building from lot 5, which will remain in the residential segment for the time being, so.
All right,
But if there's any other questions or anything,
absolutely. We'll go ahead and bring this back to the commission. Does anybody have any questions for the applicant? Sounds like we don't, Mr. Reese. We appreciate your time.
okay.
Thank you, sir. All right, we'll go ahead and bring this back to the commission for any other further questions or comments. I will entertain a motion on this item.
Mr. Chairman, I move we forward a positive recommendation to the City Council for the Reese Property Land Use Map Amendment, request by K. Thomas Reese to reassign the land use designation for .24 acres to mixed use, application number P23-669, based on the findings listed in the staff report dated August 3rd, 2023.
All right, I got a positive recommendation from Commissioner Sloan. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
A second from Commissioner Jensen. Commissioner Hammer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Newell?
Aye.
Commissioner Sloan?
Aye.
Commissioner Jensen?
Aye.
Commissioner Goches?
Aye.
I am Chairman Hamilton. I also vote aye. That one passes 6-0. It goes up to the City Council next, so they'll hear it next to work on that. So look out for the notifications for that.
Thanks, Dr. Reese.
Thank you. Next on our agenda is our City Council reports.
Hello, everyone. I don't have a ton to report unless you have questions. We had some very lively conversations the last City Council meeting about term limits and the possible changes to the charter, which we did table for further discussion. We are going to have a proposed change to the charter on the ballot, though. Some changes to how the city recorder is appointed, and state law has changed in the meantime since we initially had that, so to make it more reflect state law. And then we did have a public hearing for adopting the final budget and for the tax rate, and those will both be on the agenda for next week for approval. State law has changed, so you can't do them in the same meeting anymore, and they have to be at the end of the, taxes have to be talked about at the end of the meeting, so a little bit of a change on the agenda.
Makes it fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Any questions for me?
I think now you heard Commissioner Jensen's comment about maybe changing that.
Yeah, I thought that was a great
So that
suggestion.
might be a good idea to have you guys discuss it and maybe bring it to your attention. So that's great.
We'll bring that up.
All right. Anything else for City Council? Thank you. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
You guys are all easy tonight. All right, number 5 on our agenda is a review and approval of Planning Commission minutes for the meeting held on July 12th, 2023. Do we have any corrections or additions to that one? Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes.
I got a motion to accept from Commissioner Goches. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Commissioner Hammer. Commissioner Hammer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Newell?
Aye.
Commissioner Sloan?
Aye.
Commissioner Jensen?
Aye.
Commissioner Goches?
Aye.
I am Chairman Hamilton. I also vote aye. That one passes 6-0. Number 6 is a review and approval of Planning Commission minutes for the meeting held on July 26, 2023. Are there any additions or corrections to that one? Okay, I entertain a motion on that one.
I move to approve the minutes from July 26, 2023.
Motion to approve from Commissioner Hammer. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Commissioner Jensen. Commissioner Hammer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Newell?
Aye.
Commissioner Sloan?
Aye.
Commissioner Jensen?
Aye.
Commissioner Goches?
Aye.
I am Chairman Hamilton. I also vote aye. That passes 6-0. Number 7 on our agenda. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
You do.
We are adjourned. Thank you, Commissioner Sloan.